Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind, on my mind. Oh, she's hot but a psycho, so left but she's right though. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind, on my mind.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm just going to voice over this again. I do have some text on the screen to kind of tell you guys what it is that I'm doing, but I'm just going to miss some primer here. I think this one is the e.l.f. primer. And then I'm just going to miss some foundation. This is the Kat Von D foundation, but I do not recommend this because it is very, very drying, and this colour was just not for me. But because it was nice and light, I did take advantage of that, and it helped with like Halloween looks and stuff. So I normally use this when I'm doing like clown looks or skulls or something like that, but this foundation is so drying and I do not recommend it. Just blending this in with a Revolution foundation brush. Again, just going to miss some Revolution Conceal and Correct this one is actually, and I believe this one is in the shade Halo, so it's a pure white one. Again, this was just to really just make the face as white as I could possibly get it without using face paint, because sometimes I find that face paint can crease and like crack a lot, so I was trying to get the lightest kind of foundation shades and just mix them all together. Then I'm just going to miss some white powder from Revolution again. This is from like the Ghost Sculpt collection, and I'm just going over the full face, just adding some powder just to make it even more lighter. Now just going in with this shade Ringleader, which is a bright pink. This is from the Revolution Mischief Mattes palette, and I'm just taking this on the eyes. Just doing a basic kind of simple kind of eye look. I think I do kind of darken up the crease and stuff, but I didn't go too crazy with the eyes. Just taking the lighter shade which is next to that, and I'm just kind of blending that into the crease area just to lighten it off a little bit because it was getting a little bit dark and I wanted it to look as blended as I possibly could. Now I'm just going with this shade here, which is called Exclusive I think, and it's more like a purpley shade, and I'm just kind of bringing that down a little bit, and I've just decided that I'm going to do it all under the eye area here, just kind of purpley pink but just slightly darker than my actual eyelid colour there. And I'm just going to with some highlight here just to give it that kind of iridescent shine. This was just to kind of bring out the kind of eye area a little bit once like the whole look came together. I'm just going with this blusher palette again. This was a big massive collection one from Revolution. I think it was from like 2018 or 19, but I'm just going with these shades, and I'm just doing super pink cheeks because we are going for a cool clown look, so you've got to have some crazy rosy cheeks. I'm just doing like some black liner here, and this is where I start to add some more detail. I'm just doing this, I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's like kind of triangle kind of shapes below the eyes. Don't actually know like the original name for this, but this is the kind of design that I was going for, and I'm just basically colouring all that in. And I'm doing a little triangle bits at the top. I'm changing it up a little bit on this side. I'm not making it completely symmetrical and completely the same. I do change it up a little bit, so this side is slightly smaller with some dots going up to like the forehead, whereas this one has a much bigger triangle. I'm just colouring all that in black. And I'm just shading this all in. I am going way past my brow, so I am basically on my brow here as well, and I also do shade in the bit under the eyes as well, so I shade that bit in all black too. Just using some black face paint for this and some little detail brushes. On this side we are doing this similar to the other side, but I took a bit of a different approach to it. I done the longer lines first, then I kind of done like the joint kind of wavy kind of style to see if that was any better. And to be fair, that actually the way I done it in this side was much better, and it was a lot more neater as well than the other side, but it's fine. But just in case, like, if you did want to try and get it nicer than the way I have it, then I do suggest you draw the lines first and then kind of link it all up and then shade it in. It does look a lot neater. And I'm just blacking out that little triangle at the top of this side. Now I'm just going with some detail in here, so I'm just going in with some white liner. I think this one was the next one, and I'm just putting some dots in between the black spaces there. And I'm probably talking to Erin or like Ava or something here. This is why like I have to do like voiceovers, because like my house is so hectic all the time, so I try and get these done and just do more informative voiceovers so that it's easier for people to try and recreate and stuff. Just going in with this red lipstick. This one was from Revolution, and I have done some detailing stuff on the black there as well, as you can see with the white lines. Just going round this with some black, and I'm going to do that sort of clown smile. Just bringing that black right out and keeping the red in the centre there. Again, just adding some more details, just putting some little dots and stuff down onto the cheeks, and I go in with some shading around the forehead and stuff, some pink, just to give it that little bit more characteristic to it. Now we're just moving on to the sort of clown neck style here. This I did actually do myself. A lot of people thought it was photoshopped, but it's not. And it's pretty simple, to be fair. So you just do like this kind of spiky design, and it's absolutely fine if you mess it up, because you could just rub it away or go over it, because it's just paint, so it's pretty easy just to kind of fix any errors. Now we're just doing some sort of like diagonal lines, and we do some other diagonal lines in the opposite direction so that it looks like kind of diamond shapes. Again, this is all just done with black Snazaroo face paint. Now I'm just going in with some face paint again, and I'm using the colours purple and the colours pink, and I'm doing that kind of design where one's purple, one's pink, one purple, one pink, kind of trying to go along that kind of method, but some ended up being the same, but hey. That was the kind of design that we're going for, just some different colours of kind of diamondy kind of shapes here. And then I do go in and I do some like shading and stuff. I do go over the top of these paints with some eyeshadow just to give the colour a little bit more intensity, because sometimes the face paints can be a little bit bland. So I do sometimes go over it with some like pink and purple eyeshadows. I'm also going in with like some detail in here, just some arrows and stuff, just to give the look a little bit more dimension. Then I'm just going along the bottom parts, and I'm doing like the little tassely bits that are on the bottom of the sort of clown neck. And with these I'm doing 2 black and 3 pink actually. I'm just going with some white face paint, and again just adding some detail in here, just some lines, just to give it that little bit more dimension. And I'm just going in with the clown nose. I'm just doing it fully black. Then I do go over the hairline with some pink eyeshadow, and that is this look basically complete. I hope you guys love it, and I'll see you guys in my next one.